John is on his way to St George's Hall in Bradford, a theatre where he and his great-great-grandfather Charles Bishop have both performed.
The big thing about coming to Bradford is to take the next link in the chain of Charles Bishop's life, to find out what his life would have been like as this performing minstrel, and whether it was a good position to be in. I'm looking forward to filling in those gaps, really, and just getting a better sense of him as a man.
This Victorian theatre has changed very little since Charles Bishop appeared here in the 1870s.
I've gigged here and I've loved it. Every time I've come, it's just felt brilliant. It was one of the first big theatres when I kind of like made a breakthrough. And I remember coming off at the time saying to my tour manager, "You're not going to beat that for a gig." To think that he was there performing is just mind-blowing. This is dressing room number 1 in St George's Hall in Bradford. So I've sat there at those seats prior to going on the stage and performing. And for all we know, Charles Bishop could have sat there as well, in exactly the same seats. The backstage may have changed. Dressing room 1 definitely would have been the same. But definitely to go from dressing room 1 to get on the stage, you walk straight out that way, which is, I think, where we should go. And follow definitely his footpath. Up here. There we go. Look at that.
John is meeting theatre historian Jim Davis.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. What a beautiful place. Staggering, isn't it? So I believe, Jim, you know a little bit of what my great-great-granddad's life as a minstrel might have been like. What would the show have been structured like?
Well, it would have been a good family entertainment evening, first of all, and it would have been incredibly lively.
So for Charles Bishop to join a minstrel group, he would have definitely had a black face when he was singing.
Yes, and I've got a picture here, which you might be interested in. It's a picture of Sam Hague's minstrels, and I think you can take this book away with you.
Oh, can I?
He's probably somewhere in there. Within that picture, the troupe is represented, and he would have been a member of that troupe. So that gives you a bit of an idea of...
That's better than some of my tour posters.
And he's mentioned in the book as well.
In this book?
Yes. There we are.
Ah, OK. In the year 1880. 1880. So he was still at it in 1880. He was born in 1825. So he's 55 years of age. Charles Bishop, a powerful basso profundo. His favourite battle horse was the old song of "Every bullet has its billet," who remained with the company for many years. So he was still with the company after 1880?
Sounds like it.
Would that have been a good career move?
I think it probably was, actually.
Really?
Because people think of minstrels as being rather like music hall performers, as itinerant performers. But the best minstrel troupes in the 19th century, the best British minstrel troupes, were actually highly respectable. They were one of the few forms of popular entertainment that clergymen would take their wives and families to.
Really?
Children were taken to. The better minstrel acts were considered highly respectable, and there's no vulgarity, as there was in music hall, in their acts.
So his performance at the higher end of society, would that have meant that he was getting well paid?
I think it would. It was probably one of the best ways for anybody with singing talent and musical talent to make a living outside the concert hall or the opera stage, so that I suspect it was a much more lucrative profession than working for the church. You might also be interested in this picture, which actually shows Sam Hague's minstrels performing in St James's Hall in Liverpool. And Sam Hague's troupe based itself in Liverpool for many years in the latter part of the 19th century.
That may well explain the next stage in my family's heritage, because that's the thing that I've not understood all the way through this process. I was expecting just to have a long line of of people leading to Liverpool from Ireland or what. I was not expecting to have a lay vicar turn minstrel, but the minstrel path is what took him to the city of my birth.
It was probably a very good place to live in this period.
And still is.
See.